Good morning. I slept very well last night, even with wacky snoring. This morning, I have been down to the lobby already to double check because there was a major discrepancy in what they charged us versus what I was quoted. So it was like $100 difference for 2 nights, which for some people might not be a lot, but that's a lot of money. I also checked out the breakfast buffet because I thought, well, why not? I originally had planned on eating the food I have here for breakfast, but they have fresh fruit and Greek yogurt and stuff, so I think I'll eat with them. I am unpacking my tent because we now have some time and it's actually dry out here to pull it out and dry it. It is just still sopping wet, kind of pouring out water every time I turn it. Hopefully it doesn't rain. The sky doesn't look great here. It looks a little overcast, but at least pulling it out, it won't start molding or something. I'm gonna leave this out here and just pray nobody steals it and that it dries. And then I'm taking that in and we're gonna do a marble bath foot soak. Recovery step number 1. Still here, nobody stole it yet. Flipped it over and now we're trying to dry this side. But there's just so much dirt and debris and mud on it as well. I guess that's what happens when you're camping in the forest. Now that we've checked on the tent and flipped it over, we are going to do recovery number 2, and I'm going to go swimming. The sun was out just like 10 minutes ago, but it appears it has gone behind the clouds right now. I'm hoping, oh wait, now it's coming back out, I think. Maybe? Oh, no, it's just peeking through the clouds there. Either way, we're gonna get some swimming in. This pool is not heated. It is freezing. Oh, I may have to rethink this. It's only noon right now. It's supposed to heat up to 80 degrees by like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So I may go back in and do my lymphatic drainage machine for like an hour and wait for it to heat up out here because it's just too cold to be in a cold pool right now. We're gonna be hanging here for the next hour doing this. Let's add another car kerfluffle issue while I'm down here. If you can see all of that, I got a chip in my windshield yesterday and it has expanded. So I just made the call and Tuesday they will be replacing my windshield. Always something, isn't it? We are all dry, so let's get packed up and stuffed back in that stuff sack and back in the backpack. Just came down to grab my dinner out of the back of the car because we have a ton of food in there and we've decided not to go to dinner tonight and eat the food that we have and stop being irresponsible with our money. So there is that. And also now that it's warmer out, there is a family at the pool and there's a bunch of them there. There's not going to be much option for me to go actually swim and get some exercise in. So I think it's going to be another day of skipping the pool. I remembered that I do owe you guys the story from the night in the tent though. So that night, Wacky had to decide whether to go further, those 5 miles, or stay there. And he had said, like, I don't want to leave you alone here and go the extra 5 miles so you have to camp by yourself. And I was like, I'm going to be fine. People camp by themselves all the time. No big deal. You know, do what you want to do. So he ultimately ended up going on 5 miles. I set my tent up. I had some service, so I was just kind of scrolling and checking social media, and I realized my phone was at about 40%. And I had previously, it was the first night out, obviously, I had my charger and the anchor bank, and it was fully charged. I had just done a half charge on my phone before and got it like a little bit further up, but decided I wanted it to be 100% overnight because I had my white noise on. And that's also an important part of the story. I had my white noise on. So I go to charge it, and the charger is completely dead. All of it, it was 3/4 charged. It had, like, out of the 4 lights, it was on light 3 at that point. And when I went to grab it, like 2 hours later, it was totally dead. And I'm like, that's weird. That's a little concerning. Like, what would make all the energy drain out of that? And it was like around 10 o'clock by that time. And at that point, I started, like, as soon as I started thinking that and it was dead, all of a sudden I started hearing people, and it was like kind of laughing. And it was a group, like there were multiple people laughing, sort of, I can't really tell you where because, you know, I'm in a hotel room now, but it was in the direction that there wasn't any trail, is what it sounded like. And then it sounded like someone screaming bloody murder. And I'm like, well, could that be a bobcat? Because that's the sound that bobcats make. But also, like, why are I hear people laughing, and then I hear screaming, and then I heard little yips, and, you know, I'm trying to rationalize it. I'm like, well, could it be coyotes? I'm like, well, no, because coyotes usually they might be in a little group, but they're like around. They should be in different sections. It shouldn't all be coming from the same area, and I shouldn't be hearing laughing. And so I spent the rest of the evening, for the most part, just sitting up in my tent and praying, like just the Lord's Prayer and some Hail Marys. And I figured as long as I was praying, nothing could come get me, but I wasn't stepping foot outside that tent. And then after that calmed down, I started hearing something else, which sounded like an actual animal noise. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a baby bear or a fox or, you know, a owl. I don't know. I did hear that as well. And I tried to record it, but unfortunately, the first one, the one that was more scary and concerning, that didn't sound like an actual animal, I had my white noise on. So all you hear is the white noise in the background. And then the second one, I don't know if you can hear the noise or not, but I'll go ahead and put it in here just in case you guys are able to hear that. I'll try and turn it up, and hopefully we can isolate that noise and see if you can hear it, and maybe one of you guys can identify what the animal is. But when I woke up, or I guess when the sun came up, I think I did end up falling asleep at some point because it had poured the rest of the night. Obviously, starting around 12:30, the noises stopped and it started pouring down rain and pouring, like raining into the tent and whatnot. But I do think I fell asleep maybe a couple times, possibly. Anyhow, when the lights came on in the morning and the sun was out, I said I will never, ever sleep in a tent out in the middle of the Appalachias, at anywhere. I'm not doing it again. There will need to be another person there to witness what I heard. Tonight for dinner, we're doing mango tagine, and this teapot does work inside somewhere like a hotel, so we're gonna use that to heat this up instead of wasting our fuel. All right, guys, it's been a pretty successful 0 day. I've done a lot of recovery type things. We've gotten a lot of different things done, and we have a plan for the next 8 days. Tomorrow, we're going to Slack Pack. We're gonna start out at Devil's Fork. Wacky's gonna park there. I'm gonna go to Sam's Gap. I think it's like 9 miles-ish. And we're gonna flip ourselves again. He'll start from one end, I'll start from the other, and we'll switch keys in the middle. I don't think I have too much more for this evening, so I guess I'm just gonna say good night to you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.